That looks like his signal right there. Smoke grenades, just like Dr. San Germaine said. I think that's the doctor right there. You alright, Doc?
I'm fine. Quick, into the compound. Let's talk inside. The walls keep most of the jabronis out, but I'd rather be indoors.
Sounds good.
Fair enough.
Quite the place you got here, Doc.
Come on in, make yourself at home.
So I'm Morgan, this year's Cora, Kapoor. So what are you trying to do with this base she's building?
Look, I'll be completely honest with you. I am not into this to help people, and I am certainly not into this to make Chernarus a better place. I didn't make it this 3 years in this hellhole by running around into burning orphanages, saving children and kittens and puppies and shit.
You's trying to tell me that you's a doctor that doesn't want to help people? I'm just trying to run that past my noodle.
I don't understand what the huge issue is there. Do you think, how many doctors do you see running around Chernarus right now?
Well, we know a pharmacist are running about that, but not too many doctors.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not
maybe
sure
two.
what that has to do with my question. I mean, you said you're not in this to help people, but you's a doctor that's here to help people. That's what I'm trying to understand. What is your business here? I'm trying to figure you out, see which side of the tracks you stand on.
How many doctors do you think there were trying to help people 3 years ago?
A lot. They ended up getting killed.
Bingo. Like I said, I didn't make it all this time by running around trying to be some white knight. That said, if you can come here and we can benefit from each other as far as a relationship, you using your skills, me using my skills, providing appropriate compensation to each other for it, and along the way trying to gather as much information as we can about this infection, then I don't see why we can't get along. But I want to make one thing perfectly clear, is that I don't intend to discriminate between anybody with my services. If the biggest piece of shit on this rock walks in here bleeding and he can pay, then he's going to get patched up and he's going to leave free of harm.
Okay. Fair enough. I ain't got
I've seen too many white knight, police, paramilitary groups pop up and decide that they're the running law around. Then next thing you know, they're regulating who can do what where, who gets medical treatment, who gets to have weapons. That's not what I'm about.
The difference between you and me is I don't ask for payment. I give somebody the shirt off my back just as long as they ain't a criminal, a murderer, a cannibal, or something like that. That's the difference between you and me. I ain't asking for payback. I'm here to help people as best I can, just like I would back home. I see a car broke down on the side of the road, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to try to help this feller out.
A lot of lines got blurred in the last 3 years. A lot of people had to do a lot of things to get by. I'm not here to judge.
You say you're interested in studying this virus. If you're not doing it to help people, why are you doing it?
I guess you could say I'm doing it to help people in a way, because I'm people. I don't want to give you all the wrong impression. Look, it's been a long time here. I'm tired, but I'm not tired enough to quit. Like I said, helping people indiscriminately, running around, running face first into every shitty little situation. I've seen a lot of people go down like that. And maybe that's what you're about, and it doesn't matter what I think about you for that. Maybe this place needs you more than it needs me. Maybe it needs your attitude more than it needs my attitude. But I know one thing is my attitude has kept me breathing. And so as long as I can turn me breathing into me continuing breathing and maybe improving my situation, I mean, shit, right now I got walls, I got a vehicle, I got supplies. Go
If
ahead.
you don't mind asking, you're very adamant about receiving proper compensation for your services. What do you consider proper compensation? Because it's not like there is any money out.
I want to be very clear about this. Are you both listening to me very carefully? Caffeine.
Caffeine? Okay. I think we might be able to help you out there.
The worst thing about this godforsaken wasteland is that I have to crawl through a river of shit in order to come out on the other side with a goddamn can of soda. All right, since this is going so well, I've got a little surprise for you. Look, You'll have to forgive me for a little bit of profiling before I met you. But I figure since over the radio you sounded like the goddamn Marlboro Man, I had a little gift from you from my personal supply.
Oh, thank you.
Can I ask you all a question?
Sure.
Of course.
Anything you know about these jabronis running around outside other than the stuff that all of us who've been around this long know?
Morgan would certainly know more about them than I would have. I have not been here nearly as long as...
Sometimes we call them cranberries, you know, from that song. Zombie. Yeah, I don't know much about the infected, man,
That's clever.
other than they's a run at you. Try to bite your face off.
The way I see it, if there's anybody still kicking out there, the only way they're going to come in here and pull us the hell out is if we figure out what the hell is going on here. Last thing I ask is, it's a little bit of a neurosis of mine. It's not like it's gonna accomplish anything in the short term, but I've been collecting blood samples from everybody I encounter. Would y'all mind making a little donation to the clinic?
Not at all, man, not at all.
Why are you collecting blood samples?
The way I see it, these things have been kicking around for 3 years, huh? Traditionally, a vial of blood isn't going to be any good for testing if you don't keep it refrigerated, use it immediately. Coagulant will set in, cells will start to deteriorate. It's just not worth it, especially outside of frozen or cold conditions. But these things have been out there defying everything we know about physiology for the past 3 years. So the way I see it is, by pulling blood samples, I'm giving the virus, infection, bacteria, whatever the fuck it is, an opportunity to interact in a way that other diseases and bacteria wouldn't within the controlled culture of the vial.
Oh,
And
I
then
see.
eventually that should...
So you are studying the virus, and you need some, basically a playground for it to run around it.
I can't study it yet. I don't have any equipment, but I'm just forming up a little library, and in the event that we do ever come up with some equipment, hopefully it'll be worth something. All right,
Fair enough.
step into my office. All right, Morgan, roll up your sleeve for me. Be just a little prick. Morgan, do you know your blood type?
Sure don't.
Your blood type is O negative, friend.
So, what that mean?
Now, there's something very special about your blood. You're what we call a universal donor. It means that regardless of who it is, somebody can take a bag of your blood and transfuse it. It's a very rare quality, and it's going to be useful in the future.
So that mean I can get blood from anybody too?
No, actually, it just about means the opposite. If I were you, I would try and find myself a freezer as soon as possible and start harvesting your own blood. But who knows, maybe you'll win the genetic lottery and our friend over here will also be O negative.
Well, we'll find out, all right?
All right, roll up your sleeve.
Ah, there's more than a little
A positive.
stuff. Come on.
Oh, shoot. I've got some syringes in there. They're basically bayonets with a garden hose attached to the end of it.
Please don't use one of those. But, well, not as good news for you, Morgan, but still. It is good to know our blood.
A positive, what that mean?
A positive just means that she can donate to some and receive from some. She could receive your blood, but you cannot receive hers.
Basically, what he's saying is don't reach for me in the night, Cora. Can't have your fluids mixing with
What
my
again?
fluids.
Look, I'm not going to get in between y'all's personal life. All I'm going to say is that I have very limited supplies of antibiotics. So you get treated the first time you come in here with the drip, and then the next time you have to fix it on your own.
See? What he said.
What is the...
The drip, the clippity clap, the Bernie PP.
Drip? Okay, yeah. You're talking about the urinary tract infection. Right?
No, I was talking about chlamydia, but yes, urinary tract infection. We'll go with that.
So keep your hands to yourself, lady.
Morgan, jeez.